Okay, but do you have any question with the class or any question with the homework or assignment with grading, anything? Any question? No, right? Let's see. Yeah, so let me go with the lecture. So basically for this chapter, we do everything with string and text files, right? And remember about something about string. String is that anytime you can access any single character in string by using the index or subscript here. And remember that index always starting from 0 and come all over to the length -1. Right? So that's something you have to remember, that if you have the 9 character in the string, you are able to access it by the subscript, everything from 0 to 8 only. So if you access to the 9, you have the syntax error here. And you can use a subscript, subscript starting from 0 to the number, and the number of character -1 here. And you can use a negative also. -1 is access to the last character, and -2 is access to the last character. You use the len function. You use the len function. Okay. Okay, so you also be able to test a substring in operator by the in here. You want to check if the substring it belongs in the string or not, right? You see, it is the in here. Oh, sorry. Here, you see, I check, right? I want to check if the index into. Sorry, it's this one, not this one. This one here. If I want to check if the character is in my string or not, right? And it return the true function. Sorry, it's return is a Boolean value true, right? You want it, and false if you do not have it. Okay, and you learn something about the data encryption. You should do with some very basic, very basic program. And remember that you have the two function when you work with the data encryption here. The OR function returns the number, ASCII code number, right? And the char function is that invert from the ASCII code number into the character. Okay. And we learn about the string and the number system, and we learn how to convert from the binary to the decimal, and from the decimal to binary, and everything is this one. Okay, and the string method, right? You learn about something about string method. So basically, string you have a lot of methods, and one of the method is a split here. So whenever you split, remember that when split the whole sentence into multiple separate words in the sentence here, and it's by default. If you do not put anything in this one by the default, it will split every word by white space here. But of course, you can define what you want to split in the sentence here. And you see, you have the some of the common string method here, right? Some of the you have the sender, you have count how many substring or how many character in the string, and you check if the end up here with the substring or single character, and you have 5, and you have check if everything in the sentence is letter, or it checks a digit here. So this one also very helpful in the case you do with the data input validation. And then if you want to know what method is support in the string function string here, you can use the dear string here to see how many methods is this one here. Now you work with the text file, right? You work with the text file. So basically, remember that whenever you store anything in the file, it always in string format. Right? So for that reason here, if you want to store the number into the file, you have to convert it into string before you write it into the file. And in the reverse way, if you have the number stored in a file, actually it is string format. And if you want to do processing with the number, you have to convert it back to the number format here. So basically, to write the text file, right? The first thing that you open the file and this one is the object reference to the file, and you put the W here that you want to write to the file. So basically you have the sum of the way to access to the file. You can have the W here if you want to write the file. You have R if you want to read the file. You have the W and R if you want to read and write from the file, or you have A you want to append it from the existing file, right? So remember that whenever you work with the W here, it accepts to write the file, right? So if the file is not exist, it will automatically create the file. And remember that when you will not specify the location, the directory of the file, it will automatically create the file on the same directory of your Python file here, right? And if not, if it already exists, it will override the whole file. That's something you have to remember. That's one. Okay. Right. So remember that you can. The right method here. The right method is that one where you have the object and you write method and you put a string inside this one. And remember, by the default, whenever you write the file, it always write on the same line. And if you want to separate it into multiple separate lines, you have to add to new line character here. That is a new line character. And whenever you do this, after you've done everything with the file, you should close the object here. So we see that is a sum of very basic here. You open the file and you write the first line and second line. You see, if you do not have the new, if you do not have the new line, everything will on the same line here. Right? And again, if you want to separate into the separate line, you have to include the new line character in your array function here. And now that is when you write the text to the file. And remember that in order to write number to the file, you have to convert it into string format, right? And then you use a string function here. When we use you use string function here. Whenever you want to write the number into the file, and of course, if you want to separate into multiple lines, you use a new line character here. Okay, so that is everything about write the file, right? So if you want to read from the file, you accept the file, and if you want to read text from the file, it's very simple, right? It's very simple here, and you have the some method to read from the file. The first thing is that you can read the whole file at one time only by the method read here. So whatever I did, it print out everything it read the whole content of the file at one time only. Right? At one time only. Now, or you can read it based on line by line. You can read it based on line by line. So in order to read the line by line, you can use a for loop here. You have the line in the F, it's the object here, and for each of the iteration of the loop, you print every single line in the file here. Or you can use a while loop, right? Use a while loop. That means you keep reading every single line. You keep reading every single line. You keep reading every single line in the file, until the last one here. Right? That's why you check with the condition here. You check the condition if the line is nothing in this one. Okay, so here is an example when you read a number from the file. You see, if you have the file here, if I have the file here store every number from the 1 to 10, but actually you have to understand that actually it is stored in the file in the format of string here. You have number 1 and you have new line for this one here. That's the one actually stored in the file check here. So see, if you want to processing with a number, if you want to do everything with a processing with number, multiply, adding, subtracting, or whatever it is, right? So whenever you take it out, right? So whenever you have to take it out from the string here, sorry, this one actually you have to end here. The first step you have to remove, right? This one is the first step. You have to remove the new line in the string, and the second one you have to convert it to the number format. And you know that you have the two functions to convert it to number format. It's integer function or float function here. Okay, and here is the sum of the file method. You can open, right? Can read, read and write, and append. That when we've done everything with the processing, you close the file, you write the file, you read the file, and you read like it. And that is something. Remember that in all of the example here, we not clarify the directory. That's why the file will also be created on the same directory. Right? And if you want to store it into the specific directory, you can clarify it here. And you have the sum of the function here. You can change directory. You get the current directory, and you list the directory. And some, if you work with an elite, you can see it's quite similar here. Okay, so I think that's all for the chapter here. So basically, it's not much with this chapter, right? And now I think that I have something to, yeah. The first thing I want to go over to the sum of the homework here. This one, programming exercise 4.11. So to do with this one, let me open this one. And any questions so far? Let me know. So basically for this one, right, you need to complete the program for flash tag analysis. Honestly, I don't know what is it. I don't know what is it. I have to take time to look it up on the Google to see how it works here. Yeah, it very question for me because I never ever heard about this. So so that's what I did in the Google here. I have some of information about this one, right? So you have to count. You have to count for the total syllabus, word and sentence, yeah, and divide words by sentence, divide a syllabus by words, and you have the sum of the formula here, right? So basically, you have everything that follow the instruction with this one here, but you have something to processing with the type for this one here. The first thing that you have to count for. You have to count for how many sentences in the type, right? And for each of them also, you have to count for how many words, and you have to count for how many syllables here. So basically, if you look on the program, here, he already done it almost everything. So we see the file name, right? Enter the file name, enter the file. Where the file? And the file name input. So you read the file, This one here, right? You read the whole file at once, right? That is the read method here. You read the whole file at once. And now that is when he count for how many sentences in the file here. So in order to do that, right, you use a count method in the text. So in order to understand what's the count method, you can check for this one here. And let's see what the count method is. What is it? Why? So we have count, right? No, let me see count here. So how can you do count? Can you see cow here? I know.
I don't know why it's not in there, but I know it would work.
Yeah, I don't know. Here, right? Sorry. Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is. I see it.
No, where? Here, right? You have cow here. So what is a head mean? Or this one? Think about this one. No. Why?
Maybe just count.
Does it need to be in parentheses like the dir command?
What? What do you mean?
You
one?
put, yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yes, right. Thanks. Okay, so this one a cow here, right? You have the cow. So basically, you can work with any substring, not only about the single character, right? So you can work with a substring. You have start character and end of this one here. So we return the number of non-overlapping. Non-overlapping. That means it's a non-overlapping occurrence of substring in. It's optional, right? Start and end here optional. So basically, for this one, it counts for how many dot, right? How many question mark, how many colon, how many what is it? And how many what is it? This one?
Exclamation point.
Okay, exclamation point, right? So basically, yeah, I just understand that the process of this one is that actually he's trying to count for how many sentences, right? How many sentences in the let's see. Let me do it to see how many sentences the Python here. Right? So we put the type for this one and red. No, this one here. Before you have to put everything inside. This one. Now we put the cow. And try this one. Put this one here. How many? See, it will be here or not. Yeah, three, only three. 1, 2, 3. That's correct. Basically, this one is only count for dot here, right? But think about if I change something here. Yeah, let's see if I change something. And that will come here. Position here. So see what happens. This one. Yeah, right. So we use a count on how many characters here, right? So from that, the first step, you know how many sentences, right? That's the first step here. You know how many sentences. So now for this one, the next step here, you have to count for how many words. And you know that in order to count how many words it press for, you use a split function, right? You use a split function here. And by the default, if you use the split function, it will account for, it will separate text into the list, into the list, and each of the single word in the list here. So by the default, if you do not specify any thing inside the split here, it will separate by the white space here. So think again, if you think about, you have the word, you have word here. Do it again for this one. Let me do this one. It should be better for it here. Let's split here. Okay, so see, it will convert into the list, right? You convert into the list, and for each element in the list, you have the single word I have a single word, and to know how many words in the list here, you can use the line function. You can use the line function here, and you copy everything for this one. So it count for this one here, for this everything in the text here, you have the 40 word in the list. So what else? The next thing that he have to count for how many syllables here. So this one is the accumulator, right? That's why you have starting with the accumulator is a 0, and before the loop, outside the loop. That's very simple here. And you define the vowel here, the vowel everything. So for each word, right? So we see for this one, it works with the netted loop here. You have a netted loop. So the outer loop is a word in the list, and the inner loop is every single word. You think about this one here. It's actually it's a netted loop here. So we see everything here, right? Everything here inside the loop. You have everything here inside the loop. What is it? So I think this one I already modified. So I think that should be
That little section there is just
here.
so that it doesn't treat words like hope as though they're 2 syllables, because it ends with E. So at first it'll think it's pronounced hopey, 2
Okay.
syllables. So they're like, if it ends in E, ignore it. Hope. 1 syllable.
So think about tell me again. Hope.
Mhm.
Okay, so we only one.
Yes, 1 syllable, but it has 2 vowels. It'll count both unless it says it ends. with E.
Okay, I got it.
So take away 1 syllable.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah. Okay, got it. So yeah, so even that you have the 2 vowel, but it's only 1 syllable here. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So basically for this one, right, you have a count for syllable. You have accumulator here, accumulator 0 before, right? And you have the our list here, right? And this one this one is outer loop, right? Outer loop, that means you read every word in the sentence, right? And for each word, right? For each word here. For each word, you have to count for how many vowels. Right? So see, you have the syllable here 0. Right? For each of the word, you have to count for the vowel that you check into the list here. Okay. So everything is ending with the E, S, ED, and E. You minus 1. That is the plural. Right?
I think that's right.
Okay. And this one is a past sentence.
So if you say hoped,
Okay.
1 syllable.
Okay. It makes sense. It makes sense. So how about this? Why do you add 1 here? LE. It would end with.
Yeah, it would already count that, wouldn't it? Like able, it would already know that that's 2 syllables. Oh, well, it ends with E, so it would take away. So if it ends with E, but it has an L beforehand, it does have 2 syllables. So it has to make an exception there.
Okay.
Otherwise it would-
So basically for this one, right? Basically for this one, you will minus 1, right? You might minus 1 in this step.
Yeah.
So okay. So now you have to add it 1 back again. Okay, it makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, it really makes sense for me. Honestly, I'm not really familiar with this one. Yeah.
Supposedly, there's a problem with.
No, but I think, yeah. So I look it in the formula. I see everything here is correct. Yeah, because I look it in I check it in the where my. Yeah, I look it. Okay, this one. Okay, this one. Yeah, I have one more thing on this one here. Right? So basically, you see, for this one, you have some of the method here. You have the count, right? You have the split, break it down in the list, and every single word. and you check with the method and with here, right? So basically that everything is string here. And for this one also, I found something about this one. By way to count the syllable here. What is one? The last one here. Yeah, the last one here. Yeah, that's the one here. That's the one I found that is something missing in this in the processing here. Right. So if you have the, I don't know how to pronounce Hieu Tran or Chai Tran, it's a word. That means you have two vowel. You have two vowel.
Yeah. So like pious, it'll think is 3 syllables, even though it's 2. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing missing from the program right now.
It'd be the same thing with like
Oh, the same thing.
avoid. It would think that avoid is 3 syllables because it has 3 vowels, even though it's only 2. Avoid.
Okay, so we already done everything.
Yeah, even that is missing a few examples I can think of. It's trying to. English is too complicated.
Yeah,
Too many exceptions. Like there's words like euchre, where that it ends in re. So it would take away that e. It would drop it. There's no exception for re. So 1 syllable, euchre. But that's the only word that I can think of that ends in re. So why make an exception for it?
Yeah.
If word is euchre.
Theaters.
So what do we think about this one? This one already correct or not? Any missing here?
I think it's as close as we can get. I think it's reasonably close.
So why is it that some error here?
The error causes the program to count a syllable containing consecutive vowels as multiple syllables.
Like sleep.
So,
So
Yeah.
I got it. So
That makes
so we think about I got it.
I see.
So okay, sorry. So you think about in the case sleep here, right?
Mhm.
I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Well-
not here. It's already not here.
I thought it was saying that it throws like an error, not that it just counts it as 2 syllables. That's a little easier to handle. So I guess
Oh,
just add a rule.
So yeah, so in that case, it work with this one, right? So this one is work. Oh, no. It's not ending, right? That's not ending. So basically, yeah, it count 2 here. It count 2 here, right? Okay. Yeah, I think that's correct. So how we correct it here? What do you think? So you have to find out every vowel, consecutive vowel, right? So if you have a consecutive vowel, you have to minus 1, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So whenever you have the consecutive vowel, you minus 1.
So I mean, to fix, well, it's gonna test it with other stuff too, right?
yeah.
So we want to do EE and OO at a minimum. Because like words like loot, sleep,
Oh, I think it's a quite simple one.
I think that's enough, just EE and OO. I don't think.
Oh, really? Is that EE and
I
OO?
don't think they're gonna throw other stuff at, I mean, there's.
But it doesn't matter. Even that you work with the EE and OO, it doesn't matter. You can check anything with this one, right? It doesn't matter. EE on OO. Yeah. Or you can work with EE and OO, it's okay. EE and OO. EE and OO.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much it for English language.
What about aardvark?
That's what I mean, that's like, that's what I mean. We
That is such an unique case.
I think for this, we need to go, okay, when we click run checks,
Yeah,
it's gonna run to.
but
every
also
need
what you
pass
need the
those.
different
I'm not worried about,
capitalization combination.
we're gonna spend all class examining. the
Okay, so
English
see,
language.
If we go through every possible word,
Pain
we
is
would,
one syllable.
we would go down to the library, grab a dictionary and then run it
Yeah,
through.
no, I think we'll just see what words they're gonna test it with.
Test 1 failed.
What's in
The way
text-
I tried to solve
What's
this
in
is I
text
made
file
a
two?
you not change anything. Okay,
Text
here.
file 1 should just be the normal one.
Test.text.
What is it?
Okay, its score should be higher. It should count more syllables. Or less. Am I reading that wrong?
It doesn't say what the text is.
Yeah, it's very stupid. I think.
It's not telling us what we're looking at. We just have to figure it out. I mean, I think if we just do EEOO.
Yeah, I'm trying to think that too.
The way I tried to solve.
But I think yeah, I understand it. I understand it now. But I think it's quite simple here, right? So you do the loop. You do the loop. You do the loop. You run. You do the loop and run everything from the first index, right, to the land -2 here, right? To the land -2. So you just check if character here, if the character and think about, you run the index everything. I is the index here. If the character I in vowel, and character I plus 1 in vowel. That means they are consecutive here, right? Yeah, I think that's. Yeah, so I think here, right? So let's see. So 4 here. 4. What is here? So 4 here. I in range. Then
Word.
what that? -1, right? I do not want to run it for the whole one, right? I want to check it consecutively. So I think if chart I in wow and right. So I want to check consecutively here. So I want to check char I plus 1. If I had to -1, right? So in that case, I had to -1. So, what do you think? Work or not? Yeah, I run everything from the first index until the almost the last one here, but not the last one. Right? So I check it here. So here's I check the 2 consecutive here. This one I and this one I plus 1. No, not this one. No, I think not correct.
If you want to make sure, you can just run the check, see if it.
No. I don't think this one correct. I don't think this one correct. No, I think this you have to put not chart here. Have to put word here. Yeah, I had to put word here because I want. Yeah, what makes sense because I'm working with every single word here. I work with every single word here. I work with every single word. So we think about let's think about this one, right? Let's think about it. Come back to this one. So now I starting from the word number 0, right? So word number 0 here. It is a 4 character. So I run everything from 0 to 2 only. I check 0 and 1, 1, 2, 2 and 3. Yeah. I think that. Now let's see. No. Okay, so what's wrong with this one? Why is it consecutive? Right? Oh, sorry. Equal here. Oh, my mistake here. I have to use this one. Think that. And what? I make one here. Right? Because it works with a right here. Yeah, right. Right. So I think that's okay. So you see, if you want to find the two consecutive, it's all the power, right? You check the I and I plus one. That's all. I and I plus one. I and I plus one. And you see, you again, Z is the inner loop, right? And the outer loop is the list of the word. And for inner loop, every single word here. And for every single word, again, you check if you have any two consecutive vowel or not. And if you have, you minus one. Okay. Make sense? Okay. Let's see. Why is what's the question? Now let me explain it here. Let me explain it here, right? So think about you have the two you have the sentence here. So we have the you have one here and have sleep here, right? In the sentence, and when you work with split, you break it down, right? You break it down with the two word here. Break it down with the list with the two word here. So the first step here, the for here, it is the outer loop. It reads the first word and reads the second word. And now the for here is inner loop. That means it reads inside each of the word here. So see, you check here. O and N, not the two consecutive, right? And any is not two consecutive. So user ignore it here. User ignore it here. But about this one here, you have S and L, no, right? L and E here, no. But when we check here, E and E here, they are two consecutive vowel here. And that's why you minor did one here. That's all. That is that. So we just think about this one, netted loop here. The outer loop, every single word in the sentence. And the inner loop, check for in detail of each of the word here. And each of the word, you have the two consecutive vowel, you minus one. Make sense? Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
For the I after word on I plus one, what kind of parentheses did you use?
Bracket here. It is a bracket because this one you think about this one you can think about the what here is the array, right? And let me come back with my come back with my slide here. Where? No, this one. Where? And this one here. Here, you see this one here. If you want to access every single character in the string, you use the string name, and you see for this one here, index number here. That's all. I follow the same process here. You got it? You see, index here, everything from 0 to come all over to length -1 here. That's why I do it here. That's why I do it here. But actually, for this one, I have to minus it 2 because I want to reserve one slot for the next to me here, right? Because if I do it +1 here, I got the syntax error. I got syntax error. The thing is that I got the syntax error here. You come back to this one here. If I put it land -1 is correct. Yes, the land -1 is correct here. So I think it's a land minus 2 is correct. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
racist.
I think it should be 2 here. I think it should be 2. Because I want to reserve 1 for the I plus 1. And I plus 1 that is asking minus 2 plus 1 that land minus 1 is the last one.
So I guess the last one just didn't have consecutive vowels.
Yeah, that's why it never ever happened. That's why it accept. But actually,
Yeah, that's.
to correct, you have to minus 2 here, not minus 1. You want to reserve 1 slot for the next one. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it errors out.
Error. So you change it to number 2. You have error.
Yeah, if I change it to number 2, the results go 5 points below what I'm expecting.
It's bad shitting. Why?
Meanwhile, if I just make it minus 1 and run checks now,
No,
Yeah,
the thing is that here, right? The thing here is very simple here. You have to sleep here. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. You have the 5 character for this one, right? And for the first one, you use 1. So you have the 5 characters. That means your lang is a 5 here. Lang is a 5. Lang is a 5. That means you have 0, you have 1, you have 2, you have 3, you have 4 here, right? And now I think that for the first one, you check, you look everything from 1 to 3 of it, and you reserve the last one for the plus 1 here. Yeah, I don't know. Let me try. What happened?
Yeah.
Let's see what happened.
yep, there it is.
Is it? Indent the block after 4. Here. Indent. I already indent it. Oh no, this one has to be outside. This one has to be outside. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Oh, what happened?
You got some of it right.
But for my logic, minus 2 is the correct one. Because when that one is already last one here. Yeah, something wrong with the automatic here. I don't know.
It could just be that the workspace is expecting way too specific of an output.
That's common with these things. Supposed to be better because it only grades the output and doesn't care how you get there, but.
Yeah, no, it's asking for way too specific of an output. Otherwise, minus 2 would work just fine.
Yeah, so minus 2 is the correct syntax. Because it reserves the last one. Anyway, yeah, at least you know how to do it.
At least we know the proper way to do it, but
Okay.
workspace being stupid right now.
Yes, Engage is just down. for
How
me.
about 4.4?
Really good timing.
4.12.
In a second, I need to come over there myself. And submitted. Cengage, a useful grading tool, horrible program writer.
It's
It's not work?
Cengage is not working.
Okay.
Okay, let me, you can do it next week. The 3 here. this one. In the reverse order, it's very simple, right? You just use a split function. You break it down to the list, right? And now you do the loop, and you just reverse order here. Also, the second one also is very simple here. I don't. Anyone, if you need any help, just let me know. I can help you. And for this week, we have something to do with this week here. We have something to do with this week. Yeah, this one. We have the project introduction process status report here. So you will have the final project due in week 16. With 16, and is that you have work with the GUI application. That means graphic user interface. So you have to right now. So for this step here, at this step, you just select the topic. You have to brainstorm what you want to do in the final project. So what is the interface? What do you want? Allow user to buy book or the visa or whatever it is. And so you have to think about the application. So in the case, think about the the feeder here. You need to you have option for them to choose, right? What kind of visa, what kind of topping. You also have the option to figure out how much money, right? And include the tax and include the delivery, right? And also I think you have some about inventory. Right? So what happens if you have no more pizza here? It's like how many available at your store, and if he order more than what you have, you have to give him some warning that you cannot order more than that. Okay, so I think that is very basic at this step here. But anyway, you have to think what you want to do with the final project. What you want to do with the application here. You can think about anything, about the bookstore, about anything, right? About anything for this one. And basically for this one, yeah, one more thing about the final project is so in the final project, I see here in the final project. Yeah, you in the final project, you also you have to work with GitHub here. And now I want to introduce you a little bit about the GitHub when you work. So basically, GitHub is where you want to store the project, and you break it down into branches, and you cooperate with the other one here. You make anything with a change in branch, and you verify if you want to accept the change in the branch or not before you merging into the main branch here. So I think that for each of you, if you work with the GitHub here, the first step you have to go to the github.com and you have to create your own account. You have to create your own account here. So for me, I will actually make some of the test project here. So for right now, I set it private. And no one able to see it, only me. And of course, you can change it to the public if you want, right? So if you want to change it to the public, here's the setting here. Yeah, this one, change the visibility and make it public here. Right? And I have to confirm it. Copy it and paste it. Understand? Right? So now I have my project here. Right? I can invite you or anyone. I can invite anyone. So we can add the people. So think about if you already have the GitHub account, right? I can put your name here, so you are able to access to my project to see. And you are able to modify. You are able to make a branch and modify it, and we can discuss together if you want to accept it or not. So that's the first thing. The second thing that if you want to delete it, I want to starting from a beginning. I said to make it from the beginning. So again, I go to the setting. I go to Angel Show here. I delete this one. I copy and I delete this one. Delete it. Okay, so right now I do not have any repository here. So you can think about repository. It is a folder or it's a project. So basically, in the project, you store anything relating to the project. It can be any Python file, any instruction, any Word file, or anything in the repository here, right? So for this one, you can start it from a beginning. You can create a new here, right? So now I have a demo here. I have demo project here. Right? The demo project. So see, you have the option. You have the option here. You can work with the public or private. And you want to add the README here. It also very helpful for this one. Right? And now you can create a repository. Right? So basically, what this is the name of project, right? And if you want to upload the file, you go to the project, you upload the file here. Or you can create the file for this one here. So you see, basically, when you work with GitHub, you see that something you have to see. The first thing here, right now, I only have one branch. It's a main here. I have one branch, and it's a main here. And I have the file here. I have the file here. You see, I already have the initial committed. I have this one already, right? So this is a file. Okay, so now I want to do some change in my project here. In the file here. Change. So when you do everything with the change, you see, you have the commit change. So anytime you make a change, it's a commit. They call it the definition of commit here. And if you want to commit a change, you see, you have the option here to commit a change. And you see, when you commit a change here, also we have the option here. You want to commit the change directly to the main branch, or you want to create it on the new branch here. So think about that. That is the GitHub is a thing about it. It's a version control. You see, when you work at any project, you can break it down into many versions here, right? So we have the version here. In that one, you have the main version. Right? You have the main version, and now you want to modify and you want to test it. You can create another branch. I think about you have the version 2. You have a version 2 here, and you do some change with this one. Whenever you do the change, it is a commit. They call it a commit here. And now, if you do everything with a change, and you make sure that it works perfectly, and you want to merge it back to the main module, you can merge it to the back in the main branch here. Sorry, in the main branch here. Think about this one here, right? So now you can think about I want to keep my main branch intact. If not, I do not want to risk it if I have any change here, right? So for this one, I create in the new branch here. So I have the part branch. One. So I propose the change. So you see, well, you see, right now I have the two. I will have the two branch here. I have the main branch and have the second branch is a branch number 1 here. And in the branch number 1, I will make some of the change into in my program. Right? So see, when you do everything with the change here, right? If you want to verify it, you can create the pull request here. So when you pull request, when has the pull request here, so what is it? Let's see what happened here. Yes, you can check on the commits what I do here. Commit. No, this one is okay. This one is for. Where I see it. Okay, so see, already verify it, right? And you check that the branch has no conflict with the main branch. That means branch here, right? So if you want to merge it, you want to apply the change, you can pull the pull request here, and you confirm the merge. You can confirm the merge. So this one, right? This one, if you look on, if you go back to the main, main branch here, you see it will apply the change. Right? And of course, after you done everything with the change, and if you want to delete the branch, it's okay for you. So basically, this is when you work with the GitHub on the website here. But normally when you work at the desktop, you have the version of the Git version here. It is synced with it's a GitHub, right? So think about, I delete this one. I want to delete this one again. I start on the beginning. When I work with the desktop version, I work with the desktop version here. Okay, I do not have anything. Now I come back to this one, right? I come back to this one. I create a new project here. So demo. I show the PC. I create another bracket. Okay. 140. So this one, I want to initialize with the README. Very helpful for every repository. It keep track of what I done. That's okay. So after this one, I can verify in my computer. This one. Okay. So we will have the automated. Have the attribute of the GitHub here and the README file here. Right? And the README file is attached here. So think about this one here. Right? When I come back to this one, I want to write very simple program here. I do very simple program. Select language. Do the Python. Right? I want to print first hello here. I print hello. Okay, now I run it. I'll set it here. So hello. Okay, so when I come back to this one here, right? It shows you already done this one. And you want to, if you want to store it into the repository here, you can commit it to the main here. So basically, after you done this one, it update in the main branch here. And now, if you want to publish it into the GitHub, into the web base here, you can do it. You can publish it here. So demo, publish it here. So actually, it's synced with my GitHub. And when I come to the GitHub here, I refresh it. I see it automatically updated here. Automatically updated into my GitHub here. Now think about this one here. I want to do some change. I want to do some change. I do not want to risk any change in my branch. Sorry, in my main branch here. I can create a new branch. I have the branch one here. New branch. It's a branch. Now I do not want to publish branch here. I do not want to publish it branch here. So I work with the brand here. Now I come back to this one. I do the second hello here. Copy it, edit, run it, work, right? Okay. Now see, for this one here, right? It tell you you already commit some change in the branch number one. I tell you here. But in the main you have nothing. In the main it only switch it back here. Switch it back here. You see that is the main. Is the main here. You do not have anything here. But in the branch, it have, when you see the plug here, that means you have the sum change. You have the sum adding here, right? So now I do not want to commit it to the main. I want to commit it to the branch only. I switch it back to the branch. So now I commit to the branch here. That means I apply the change. So we can do the basic things. I have to use it. So now I want to publish it. I want to publish it in the branch, into the GitHub. Now I come back to the GitHub here. I come back to the GitHub. I want to come back to the GitHub of my project here. It's my project. You see, I have the two branch. I have the two branch here. I have the main and I have the branch number one here. I come back to this one. So see this one here, right? This one is the test. Okay, right. Now you look on this one here. This one is a branch. This one is a main branch. That's why I only have the one first hello only, right? But what happened if I look into the branch number one here? I have the two hello here, right? And I made the chain to the branch, but actually I do not make the chain to the main here. Right? So see, I can share to my coordinator, right? So we agree that we should work with the branch here. Right? So in that case, it's just pull request here. You work with the pull request. You want to merge them to the main. You pull request, right? And you have the compare here and pull request. You have the compare and pull request to see if you're able to merge here. It's a pull request. Okay, and see, you have no conflict here, right? You have no conflict here, so you can request it, confirm request. I can confirm request, and of course after you merge it, you think that you can delete the branch. It's okay. I do not want to delete here. So now I can come back to my desktop version here. I can come back to my desktop version. I check my main here. I check my main, right, and I can view it on the GitHub, or I show it the Explorer. I can show it Explorer here. Update it here, and number two here. So now what happened here? What I think I go back, come back to this one, and come back to the brand here. I come back to the brand. No, not this one. We're done with all this. So do not it. Now come back to the brand. The thing about is the brand. Now I want to print. I want to print goodbye here. Goodbye. Now goodbye. So again, you see, it's a branch, right? It's a branch here. You see, we have the chain here, right? You have the chain here, the highlight here. You already have some chain, and when you have the plus, that means you add it here. You have the goodbye for this one here, right? You have the goodbye for this one. Now, I want to commit it to the branch. That means I want to update it to the branch here. I agree with that, right? Now I want to push it. I update it to the web, right? So we can see I have two branch. So what happened if I check it here? What happens if I check in the main brand? I check it's a hello here. I do not update it yet. It's a goodbye. It's goodbye here. I have not updated yet. It's a goodbye. But again, I check it into the when I check it into the branch here, you have a goodbye here. Right? Okay. For this one, if you want to create a pull request, remember that whenever we want to create the pull request, you can click it from the desktop version, or you can click it on the web version here. It's okay. It's okay, right? So you can click on from this one, or you can click on this one also. Pull request. Pull request. It works in the there's a pull request on here. Check again. Have no conflict. Merge it. Confirm it. So now I go back to my I go back to my main. I go back to my main here. See, it already updated goodbye here. Right? Updated goodbye here. Now think about I do not want to do the goodbye anymore. I delete it. This one I deleted here. So for this one, so see, you have a minor here. You have minor here. That means you already make some commit and you delete it here. Remember that whenever you see blood, that means you added something, and you minor here. That means you delete something here, right? And now I want to delete. I want to confirm it. I want to put something to delete. Goodbye. And confirm. So you can see it's for now, right? It's for now. You have the main here. Main is not changed yet, but in the branch number 1, you made it change it here, right? So again, you can push it to the remote to the website, and now we want to the again. I want to check it again. First, I want to check it here. So that is a brand here, right? That's a brand. No more hello. And for the main, you have the hello here. Right? You have hello here. And now if I want to apply, create the pull request here. I create the pull request. So I can see, I can create the pull request on this one. Pull request, confirm merge. Okay, now I check it again. I check it again in the main. I have no more goodbye here, right? And it is the same in the branch. I have no more goodbye. So yeah, I think it's very, very helpful when you control all of the version in the project. And to make it safe, you only have the main version. You only have the main branch, right? And if you want to make any change in your project, you make another branch. You do it, and you can share with your friend, and you can have the discussion here to see if you think it's okay or not. And if not, you just revert it back to the main branch. If you are okay with that, you apply the chain and you pull the request and you merge it to the main branch here. So let's see what for this one. I think I have some slide for this one. Yes. So that is some of the definition. Okay, it's a free open source distributed version, right? Because you want to control the version here. And GitHub is a web-based, so we can think about this one. GitHub here, right? I upload in the web-based and to control my version. Or I can control it locally in my computer here with the desktop here. If I don't want to upload it into the web, I can do it. I just want to keep it in my local desktop. It's okay. And you have the version control, and you have repository. Repository, you can think about it, the folder. It's about the directory where you store everything about the project. You have the Python file, image, video, whatever it relates to the project here. Why my picture is not showing? Okay, so I think that if you want to know more about the GitHub, this YouTube here to very straightforward here. What?
I ran into that same thing the other day when trying to open a hyperlink from a PowerPoint. I don't know why it does that.
Sure. Anyway, let me copy it.
It's because you default to Edge instead of
I had my default browser set to Firefox, and I changed it to Chrome, and it did the same thing.
Oh, this one here. This one, crash course here. Git and GitHub for beginner. It works very straightforward. Yeah. Yeah, it works very basic and very. If you want to know more about Git and GitHub, I strongly recommend you to watch this video. So I think that's all for the lecture and anything. If you have any question, let me know. At info, I will be on the class on today and next week. If you need any help with the homework, I think it's very simple homework, so not much. Any question?
Nope.
Okay. So I stop recording.